time for a CD update. Ahoy everybody, and welcome to a CD update. So this is basically, now that I've shown everything on my CDs, this is basically everything that I haven't shown you that's come in, well, since the last CD update I did. So it's a few general CDs, quite a few signed, some box sets and compilations. A couple of these I might have already shown you, so apologies if I have, I can't remember. Such as, first up is Louise Redknapp, Nerding, now just Louise, his album Heavy Love, signed copy. It's not a bad album, it's not great, but it's not a bad album. This is the Police Messaging, or Every Move You Make for Studio Recordings, rather, box set. So I picked up all their albums on vinyl relatively cheaply, but then this came up and it was on offer and it was $9.99 for all their 5 albums plus a box of rarities, a CD of rarities. So I thought I might as well, that way I've got them all on CD, I can rip them to iTunes, etc. So they're all in, it's a really good presentation as well. It's in a decent box with a ribbon to help you get stuff out, and the box has got pictures on the inside. So then each album, they're not quite replicas, but they sort of use the artwork across them, and then it's just a slide out CD on each one. And that's the extra stuff, flexible strategies. The only thing I will complain about is it sort of dates those tracks, but it doesn't really tell you where they came from, you know, whether they're B-sides or unreleased or anything like that. This is, so a few months back, Richard McCook did a video about Tanita Tikaram, who I've been a fan of, well, ever since she burst onto the scene with Ancient Heart album. Stop playing with your hair, Martin. And it reminded me that I needed to finish getting her albums. I had her first 2, plus her greatest hits, plus her recent anthology. It's not a greatest hits, there's no hits on it. So I had those, but I needed to get the other albums. So basically I went on eBay, and any that were available on vinyl I ordered on vinyl, and anything else I got on CD. And this is Lovers in the City. They're all really good albums. I will tell you which one was the best when I get to it. This is a box set of the Meters called Getting Funkier All the Time, the complete Josie, Reprise and Warner recordings 1968 to 1977. So it's basically the entire catalogue. It's over 6 CDs. Nice booklet, really good, loads of information. My complaint is, and I have mentioned this elsewhere, it splits the albums. So first CD has got the first album plus half the second album, and so on and so forth. I hate that. That really annoys me. I enjoyed them. I wouldn't say they were amazing. You know, there was some really good stuff on there, but there was also some average stuff on them, but overall I enjoyed. This is PJ Harvey's Dry Demos, so I also got this on vinyl. So PJ Harvey's re-releasing all her albums monthly. This week her 3rd album's coming out. So this was her debut album, Dry, and this is the demos from it. So each one's being released as the album plus a separate disc of demos, some of which have been released before, some haven't. These have, but not separately. So I didn't have these, so as well as getting the vinyl, I got the CD. That's what I'm doing. If I've already got, so the second album, Rid of Me, had a separate release 4-track demos with some of the demos plus some other tracks that originally came out in '94. So I already had that. That was actually the first PJ Harvey album I owned, so all I've ordered on that is the vinyl. But this, I've ordered the vinyl of both, plus the CD of what I didn't have. That makes sense. Excellent, excellent, excellent. That's all I can say to that. This is a charity shop pickup. This is another of the Radio 1 Live Lounge compilations. This is volume 2. So I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 5 and 7, I think. But I like these. They're from a live lounge, so there's some artists doing their own tracks and also doing cover versions. And they're a lot of fun. This is the Japanese release of Prince's His Majesty's Pop Life, the Purple Mix Club. So originally this was a promo release in Japan in 1985 on vinyl, and it had one disc that played at 45 RPM that had 4 remixes from around the world in a day, and then one disc that played at 33 1/3, which had various longer mixes and album length tracks from 1999 and Purple Rain, plus a B-side, Erotic City. That was then went for loads of money, you know, it was a limited pressing. That was reissued on vinyl for Record Store Day 2019, which I got, and then this year they've released it on CD. There's this version, and then there's a big LP sized one, but apart from being bigger, it's exactly the same, and it costs a load more, so I just got the normal one. But it's really well done. It's got the Obi strip, which I won't pull out, and then it is a really good replica of the vinyl. It's got the lyrics in Japanese. Well, no, it's not the lyrics, it's Prince chronology. And then the credits all in Japanese in the poster, and each CD. Oh, it's that's replicas of what the original labels were on the vinyl. And then the CD, it's all been put on one CD, and it comes in a nice protective, they call it rice paper, but I don't think it is. I think it's just PVC wallet. So that's a really nice release. I think there's certainly one of the tracks on here, might be 2. I've never had a CD release before, so that was my main reason for wanting to get it, for completeness sake. This is the reissue of Paul McCartney's Flaming Pie. Excellent album, really enjoyed it. The bonus disc, lots of demos and home recordings and stuff like that. Interesting. The B-sides at the end, none of them were particularly great. But yeah, really enjoyed the album. I can see why it's up there in lots of people's Paul McCartney album rankings. This is Taylor Swift's Lover. So I bought this on vinyl when it came out. But I almost accidentally ended up getting most of her recent albums on both CD and vinyl. So I went on Amazon and picked this up cheap. Really good album. I really like Taylor Swift stuff. I have a new album pre-ordered for CD and vinyl. This is a Record Store Day release of Changes Now Bowie, which I showed on my Record Store Day video. So I got this on vinyl as well. Really good little recording. It's an acoustic show that he did for Radio 1 to celebrate his birthday. But yeah, really good. Great track listing and really good versions. Very much enjoyed that. And this is the other one. This is I'm Only Dancing Soul Tour 74, which is another really good show. Enjoyed it a lot. 2 CD live concert. This was a charity shop purchase that I listened to this morning as I record this. This is the only Will Young album I didn't have on CD. So I picked it up. As I mentioned on my haul video, which as I'm recording this hasn't gone up yet, but it will have gone up by the time I upload this. I've sort of let this album go hundreds of times thinking I already had it. So I've worked out that I needed it and had a vision of a picture in my head, and as soon as I saw it I grabbed it. Very good album. This is Tanita Tikaram Sentimental, and having said, I'm going to tell you, it was this one. This is her best album, possibly a tie with Ancient Heart. but Ancient Heart I've been listening to for years. But yeah, excellent album. I'm pretty certain this was Richard's favourite as well. But yeah, highly recommend that album. This is the Cappuccino Songs, another very good. As I say, they're all very good. And this is Can't Go Back. And this is Closer to the People. As I say, all very good. What I might do, because I've got 2 albums that I've only got on vinyl, I'll probably pick up the CDs of those anyway, for completeness, since I've got everything else. It's another box set. This is Bill Withers, the complete Sussex and Columbia albums. So this is 9 of his albums. I think it's all his albums. Comes in with a nice booklet again. Not too much. There's a few, you know, there's a little essay at the front, and there's a few little bits of text, but most of it is just the credits to the albums, but very good. And then these are replica sleeves, and they are 1 album per disc. I would say, by and large, the earlier albums are better. However, tracks like Lean On Me are quite late in his career. I think it's Lean On Me that it was. Oh, Lovely Day certainly is. Lean On Me was about halfway through, was it? Can't remember. Anyway, but certainly Lovely Day was late in his career, so there were real highlights later on as well. He's got an amazing voice. I enjoyed those a lot. This is the deluxe or super deluxe or whatever it was box set of Ellie Goulding's new album Brightest Blue. So I bought this plus the vinyl. So it comes in a box with a poster, a signed print, and then a nice book with all the lyrics and lots of nice pictures. And the album's sort of in 2 halves. There's the main album, then there's Ego, or EG.0, so Ellie Goulding.0. And so if you flip it over, it's got the bits for that at the back. And then it has the 2 CDs of the 2 parts of the album in recycled wallets, and it's all very environmentally friendly. But good album. I need to listen to it a few more times to say if it's a great album, but it's definitely a good album that I enjoyed. Next is Willie J. Healy. So I've mentioned on a couple of videos now, I was driving home from work, heard half of one of his songs on the radio, really liked it, spent the rest of the journey home, which wasn't far, going Willie J. Healy, Willie J. Healy, Willie J. Healy. As soon as I got out of the car and I was walking across the garden from the garage, I was on my phone and I was Googling him, found his website, pre-ordered his new album on CD and vinyl, and it's signed. Very good. I've now listened to it and I did enjoy it a lot. This is a new album from Haim. Women in Music Part 3. This was their 3rd album. Very good. I have their 2nd album as well, enjoyed that a lot as well. I will pick up their 1st, but yeah, good album. This is 20th anniversary reissue of Sleepers Smart. Sorry, 25th anniversary reissue of Sleepers Smart. Signed in the middle by the 3 members of the band who are still members of Sleeper. The bass player has left a long time ago. Good booklet, all the lyrics plus some information, some a piece by Stuart McCone. No, that's going to annoy me if I don't look it up. A piece by Steve Lamacq, or by the band anyway, but I should imagine Louise wrote it, knowing Louise, plus all the lyrics. 2 CDs, the album on CD 1 and 10 bonus tracks, which are all B-sides on CD 2. Only criticism is that 5 years ago there was a 20th anniversary release which had everything that's on there plus a couple more tracks. Badly Drawn Boys, excellent new album, Banana Skin Shoes, highly recommend this. Signed nicely on the inside. I also had this on vinyl. Nice simple booklet, but very clear with all the lyrics. Plus CD. Pretenders' new album, Hate for Sale. Again, excellent, as all Pretenders albums are. Looks really strong. And this got the CD with booklet. And this is through their website. It came with a signed booklet, a separate one signed by Chrissy Hind. Again, all the lyrics. It's a nice picture. And the credits, etc. This is a brilliant new album by Wendy James, Queen High Straits, 20 tracks. All brilliant. I was concerned in advance of 20 tracks, if they're all the same, it's going to be a nightmare, but they're not. They're very diverse stylistically. Really enjoyed it. I've listened to it a couple of times now. Enjoyed it both times. Signed copy. Also have it on vinyl. This is Lottery Winners. I might have shown you this already. This is their debut album. I'm pretty certain I have shown you this, but I've certainly shown the vinyl. Lottery Winners, band I saw supporting Sleeper in, I think it was it last year? It was either last year or 2018. 2018, I think. I've seen Sleeper so many times in the last couple of years that I lose track of when. I've seen them like 5 times in 2 years. Very brilliant. One of the best supporting bands I've ever seen. Great songs, sort of bit Britpoppy, but not quite, but really good, catchy songs. Brilliant musicians. And the lead singer, Tom, is just hilarious. Highly recommend them. This is their debut album that came out earlier this year, self-titled, which is brilliant. Then during lockdown, they were doing cover versions on Facebook or whatever, using technology, whether it's Zoom or something similar. And they've recorded the tracks from those, directly from those, and released it as Sounds of Isolation, a covers album. So that's what they perform, which is very good for a covers album. I'm not a big lover of covers albums, but because it's them, I got it. And then finally, this is Hitsville, USA, Motown's biggest hits on 11 CDs in a replica of the famous Detroit Hitsville building, featuring tracks by blah 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 blah. So this is it's the complete number ones. So this is any Motown track that has reached number 1 on any chart on here. This comes in this replica of the Motown building. It's very nicely done. Very attention to detail. Sturdy as well. And that slips off. And inside are the CDs and a little booklet. Well, it's quite a big booklet, but it is literally just a list of the songs plus where they were number 1. So, for example, Do I Do by Stevie Wonder, produced and arranged by Stevie Wonder, string arrangement by Paul Reiser, released as Tamla 1612, May the 19th, 1982, number 1 on the dance disco for 3 weeks on week ending July the 10th, 1982. Lots of nice pictures of the acts as well, and a little introduction from Smokey Robinson at the start. And then it's 10 discs in each one's in a little, or each 2 in a little separate case, and it's chronological, so it gets worse as it goes on, but certainly the first, I was probably let's see what's on there, man. Probably the first 8 discs are pretty much essential music, and 9 and 10 not so much. There's a few bits at the start of 9, probably the first half of 9. So, it is really strong compilation. And the 11th disc, this is a reissue of this. It came out a couple of years after the initial release, and they added this bonus disc that contains 2 number 1s that weren't on the original, which were Santa Claus is Coming to Town by the Jackson 5 and For Your Love by Stevie Wonder. Then 2 modern remixes that have reached number 1 since the box set came out, which is Do Diana Ross Up remixes, Ain't No Mountain High Enough Eric Cupper remix, and I'm Coming Out Upside Down Eric Cupper remix. And then it's also got a song that's both were B-sides to #1 hits. It's the same song sung by two artists. It's Who's Loving You. So the Miracles version was a B-side to Shop Around, which reached #1, and the Jackson 5 version was a B-side to I Want You Back, which was #1. So it's the only song that has been the B-side to two separate #1 hits. So that's why it's on here. But yeah, really good, as I say. Compilation, box set. If you can pick it up, this was on offer through recordstore.co.uk. I think it was something like 40 quid, 45 maybe, which for 11 CDs in brilliant packaging of brilliant music was a steal. So I gladly picked it up, listened to it, and I have recorded, so it will be up sometime fairly soon after this video, possibly the week after, maybe, my 30 favourite tracks from that box set, my 30 favourite Motown #1s. So stay tuned for that. So that's it. That's cleared the deck of my CDs. I have no... Oh, I've missed one. It's because it looks like a DVD, so I left it with the DVDs that I've got to show. I lied. This is the Hot Rats turn-ons. So the Hot Rats are Danny Goffey and Gaz Coombs from Supergrass. After Supergrass's Diamond Hoo-Ha Men album, which they had to promote with just the two of them, because the bass player Mick wasn't well, he couldn't tour, so they went out and promoted Diamond Hoo-Ha Men just in a twosome. Worked really well. The producer Nigel Godrich said to them, why don't you record an album? So they recorded this album of covers. Really good. This is a new re-release of it in a box set. CD1 is the album with some bonus tracks, including a newly recorded track, Milkshake, the Khalees song. CD2 is live stuff. CD3 is karaoke with the Hot Rats, so it's instrumental versions, and then it's got a DVD with 4 music videos on it. Yeah, really good album. Some interesting songs that they covered as well. Very good version of You Gotta Fight for Your Right to Party, the Beastie Boys song done very differently, and similarly their version of Milkshake's very different as well. A couple of tracks are quite dramatically different. Some of them are pretty faithful, but yeah, very good. That really is it. So that's the decks cleared. So now what I'll do, now that I've shown all my CDs, is once I've got a reasonable pile, I'll show them to you. Simple as that. Thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.